off about this. I don't know what it just something feels weird with the Pats. I'm gonna stick to my belief though. I think they go like 9-7 next year. You know, nothing crazy. So some people are criticizing the fact that people like me and Colin Cowherd are saying we like Wentz to the Colts, and I think a lot of the reason they're criticizing Colin is because he's been unbearable with Wentz for a while. You know, he loves Wentz. I don't know why, but because he was on the Wentz bandwagon for the last couple years, like since he won MVP. And then this year, like 3 games in, when the Eagles were 0-3, he hopped off Wentz. And it made sense because Wentz was doing terrible. So, I mean, here's why I like Wentz to the Colts. And I'm not saying the Eagles completely lost this trade. I didn't think they completely lost this trade, but now that I hear that they're not fully committed to Hurts, I don't know what they're doing. So, I mean, if I knew that they were committed to Hurts, I would say, okay, we'll see what Hurts does. It might not be a terrible deal here. But here's why I like Wentz to the Colts. I listen to successful people. Frank Reich, when the Colts got Frank Reich, I think it was Andrew Luck's last season, but when they got Frank Reich, when they got Frank Reich, I think... sorry, I keep reading myself. But when they got Frank Reich, I think that was when... that was when Andrew Luck had his best season, as great as he had been his entire career. And then, you know, you get... yeah, see, okay, so they went 10-6. Last year they went 7-9 with Jacoby Brissett. Then they went 11-5 this year with Phillip Rivers. And when you look at Phillip Rivers' later seasons, that was his best one. So let's look at the 2018 Colts. I'm gonna try to prove myself right here. Luck had 39 touchdowns. He did throw 15 picks. That was a little rough, but he also won Comeback Player of the Year, I'm pretty sure, that year. Yeah, because he had been out the year before. 67% completion percentage, 39 touchdowns, 4,500 yards. Quarterback rating 99. Very good. So he had the best quarterback rating of his career. He threw the second most touchdowns of his career. And he had thrown a lot of picks before in that season. And the second most yards in his career. So that was probably his best season yet. And Phillip Rivers, when you look at his later seasons, obviously he had better seasons before, but that was Rivers' best late season. And Carson Wentz had an MVP year with Frank Reich as his offensive coordinator. So I like Reich. He's a successful coach. Wentz has talent. He makes too many mistakes. That's his problem. He has talent. He just makes... it's kind of like a Brett Favre. I said yesterday, he's a poor man's Brett Favre. Brett Favre was incredibly talented, but he made some mistakes. Like he threw... late in his career, he'd throw interceptions in the NFC Championship games. So, you know, but here's why I like it, because, you know, Rivers was old and unathletic. They still almost beat the Bills. And I don't think they're far off of being serious contenders for the Super Bowl. And I don't think they can win it, but they can definitely contend for it. So I think Wentz will do well under Frank Reich because, like I said, the one time he succeeded, Frank Reich was his offensive coordinator. That's why I like. Literally, the only reason I like Wentz to the Colts is because of Frank Reich. If he went to the Bears, I would be a little iffy about it. Alright. Alright, so, let's get some music going here. And you know, I don't think Wentz is going to be back to this MVP form that he was in, but I think surely he'll be impactful if they ever get close to the Super Bowl. All right, let's get some music going here. All right. So the Eagles are not committed to Jalen Hurts. And what I think here is they probably overdrafted him, in the second round, which probably shot Wentz's confidence. See, that's the difference here. When the Packers drafted Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers decided to, improve his game. But when the Eagles drafted Jalen Hurts, it shot Wentz's confidence. And that's probably... I'm not blaming Wentz for that. Because he's a young player, his confidence gets shot easier. Rodgers is experienced. He's won a Super Bowl. He's been to multiple playoffs. 4 NFC championships. Or actually 5. 5 NFC championships. So, Rodgers is experienced enough to know, alright, I'm going to use this as motivation instead of a shot at my ego. But Carson Wentz is 25. So, it's going to it's going to hurt his ego. So, and players want to be wanted. So, you either, I don't know what you either messed up badly at the quarterback position, or you overdrafted. I think they overdrafted Hurts. Now, I don't think Hurts is bad. I don't think he's a bad player. I actually think he's going to be pretty good there. They just got to get weapons around him. I think he's going to be one of those quarterbacks that is good when he has pretty good weapons. That's what I think is going to happen there. It's not a dig at him at all. I'm just saying that's the problem they had. They shot his confidence by taking Jalen Hurts that early. So Anthony Davis will be out for 4 weeks. I think AD is a perfect number 2. I don't think he's a number 1. We confuse that because he's so gifted. Anthony Davis is so gifted, so we think, okay, he's so talented, he's the number 1. But with the Pelicans, he only has them in the playoffs twice. And the one time they got past the first round was with DeMarcus Cousins. Kyrie. Kyrie is talented, but he's a 2 or 3. He's not a 1. He proved that with the Celtics. He's not a 1. LeBron is a 1. Jordan was a 1. Kobe was a 1, and CP3 is a 1. Kyrie is not. AD is not. But AD is a phenomenal number 2. But I think the Lakers, the Lakers are 11-5 without Anthony Davis. I think they'll be fine for the next 3 weeks. I don't think they're not going to win every game, but they're going to do pretty well. I don't know who they're facing. I'll check that later. But I think they'll be fine. I don't think they're going to completely roll over and die. So, LeBron James, we reached 35,000 points last night. And I think this is ridiculous, especially since he's not primarily a scorer. I mean, that's another argument for him being the greatest. Like I said, I don't like that argument anymore. I used to, obviously, but I used to be passionate about it. But now I just think, it's a tie at 1 between Larry Bird, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, Kareem, LeBron, Jordan, Kobe, all those players, But, LeBron, that's another argument for him being the greatest, because people argue. He's more of a facilitator, and he's top 10 in assists as well, and he's going to finish first or second in all-time scoring. So, imagine if Jordan was number 1 or 2 in assists when he's primarily a scorer. That's what this is like. I mean, it's crazy. So congrats to LeBron there. And, alright. So, alright, I'm actually kind of winding down here. Actually, I got a couple more topics. I'm going to do a buy, sell, or hold on some moves that will be happening this offseason later. And I'm also going to talk about Steelers situation here. And but right now I'm going to talk about Dak and the Cowboys. So this podcast is probably going to be like 30, 40 minutes. That's fine. So Dak and the Cowboys are yet to reach a deal. And to me, you have to sign Dak because I think he's a top 8, top 10 quarterback. He led the league in passing, I think, 3 weeks after he got injured. That's how good he did the first 3 weeks. And another thing to do, because there are certain divisions that are like stacked at quarterback. Look at the NFC West. Jimmy G, he's impactful when healthy. Russell Wilson, top 3, top 5 quarterback. Kyler Murray, very impactful to the game. He makes mistakes, but he's young. He'll develop. Matt Stafford, I don't know how he did that with the Lions, but he's definitely gifted. Look at the AFC West. Mahomes, incredibly gifted. Justin Herbert, very good quarterback. Derek Carr is a better quarterback than people think. But look at the NFC East. It's a clown show at quarterback. Jalen Hurts, we don't even know if he's good yet. Daniel Jones is not the guy for the Giants. Well, actually, he might be. I'm giving him one more year. And Washington football team doesn't really have a plan at quarterback. Alex Smith is kind of a temporary solution because he's 36, and he's not terrible. I mean, they were 5-1 with him, so he's clearly impactful. But it's pretty much a clown show. Dak is the best quarterback in that division, without a doubt. And I think I explained this a couple episodes ago. When you have the 4th best quarterback in your division, you have to move off of him. Like the AFC West with the Broncos and Drew Lock. The Broncos want to move off of Drew Lock because he's the 4th best quarterback in that division. It makes sense. You have to pay a guy like Dak. Especially with that receiving core. Amari Cooper, he doesn't score touchdowns, but he gets a lot of yards. Michael Gallup, another yards guy. CeeDee Lamb, he showed flashes this year. He seems pretty good. Let me check CeeDee Lamb's stats. I mean, he did pretty good. He had 5 touchdowns, almost 1,000 yards. All right. So they got a bunch of yards guys that are going to get them downfield, but, I'm sure they'll score touchdowns once in a while, and it's a big upgrade from Dak Prescott. Andy Dalton to Dak Prescott. That's a big upgrade. So, you got a killer receiving core. You got the best quarterback in the division. You gotta sign him. Unless you got a plan. I mean, if you have a plan to get another quarterback, and if that quarterback's better than, Dak Prescott, then I guess you can, but I just don't see how you could, because I think Dak's your guy right now. So, alright, I'm almost done with this thing, actually. So, alright, let's get some music going here. Alright, let's go. Alright, so, LeBron and KD were named captains for 2021 All-Star Game. I love seeing Bradley Beal there. He's so good. I don't know. He has to get away from the Wizards. He really does. He has to free himself. I know he doesn't want to, but he should. I would definitely put Damian Lillard over Luka this season. Because when you look at his stats, he's definitely more impactful than Luka. I think he's a top 5, top 7 MVP candidate this year. But, those are the only... that's the only change I would make.